if Vivian's struggling with audio, because it's saying it's connecting to audio. So let me see. Vivian, do you need help with your audio?
One of my ladies is jumping on late. She had to help her sister-in-law, so it's fine. And then I'm not sure. That's okay.
Okay.
As long as we're streaming live, that's great, because then people can go back and see.
All right, lovely flower. So welcome to our business intro to doTERRA as a business. So if you are considering ever, doing any kind of home-based business, and you love essential oils, this may be exactly what is going to float your boat. So, I've been doing this for 5 years. My name's Kelly Mallinson. I've been a wellness advocate for doTERRA since January 2016. Yes. And I don't know why I don't know what that is. No, well, okay. Bye, Chantel. So, and you know what, Chantel, if you're watching, tag some of your people and maybe they'd be interested in what we have to say. So I've been doing this. I have grown quite the business. I love it. I love how I'm able to help people with essential oils. I've managed to create a protocol on helping people get off their antidepressants and various other things in order to, okay. Well, this is her first time using Zoom. Okay. Trying on your laptop. Okay. Give it a go. So basically before COVID, we did things like had classes at people's homes, and I'm very social because I actually really love that. But now we have switched to in person, to on Zoom and like Facebook Lives and this kind of thing. And this is the drawback with that, if your person likes to be busy, you now have cut out your driving time, so you can just cram more into your day, which seems to be what's happening over here. But which is good though. It's totally good because you don't have that. We don't have to go anywhere. Like we have now made the world way, 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 way smaller with being able to do everything on Zoom. Like we can Zoom with people in India or within Massachusetts or wherever, Ireland, and like get going. Okay, I made you a BLT. Okay. You're welcome. So and I love this because I worked as a psych nurse for many years, and I found that I was injecting people and throwing them in quiet rooms because they're out of control. And that is the treatment. I didn't throw them, but like, you know what I mean? Like, so like this was the treatment for people because I worked in acute psychiatry. And the problem with that is that you never really leave work feeling like you really helped anyone. And I really do enjoy making a difference in other people's lives. And I have over 5,000 people in my downline, and many of them have been really helped with the essential oils, and with us, reducing toxic load. So now we're going to reduce eating any fish. We're going to reduce whatever else we're going to not eat, or milk or whatever. And so this is a plant. Like we're going to plant medicine, which where all medication originated from, right? They didn't come back in whatever, that's where they got penicillin from, was from mold. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, so this is a really nice thing. So that we've been able to do this. I've created an awesome community with some amazing women, which Jen and Nikki, these women are my business partners. And we just want to tell you a little bit about why we love this business and what it's done for us and our families. Like I work full-time from home. I make 6 figures, and this is a possible thing to do. I never really actually occurred as to what but that's a true thing. So, and I've empowered many women to come home from their day jobs to come home and work and not have to be sitting around in the COVID life and having to wear masks. I don't know if you guys heard about the current mask situation in Surrey, but all kids have to wear masks all day at school.
Grade 4 and to 12, right?
Yeah. So this is nice. We don't have to wear masks all day because we can work behind a computer screen, which is lovely. And Christine, I will totally get to your question. And yes, we can probably make some suggestions there. So Jen, well, I'd love to hear from you. Jen is my neighbor, best friend, business partner,
all the above. So I was a slow start. I mulled this over for a while, but I had lost my job after 21 years being in the corporate world. And and I took a year off floundering, enjoying myself.
Mhm.
And then my only thing in my head was like, I will never work for anybody else ever again. I'm never going to sit in an office ever again. I'm never going to have direction by other people ever again. And so then I was like, and Kelly kept on coming at me a little bit, and she's like, you can do this. And then I was like, why can't I do this? Like, I'll be I made my own little office, as you can see. This is my little world. Or I can work in my kitchen, or I can work in my living room. I can really do this job from
Mhm.
anywhere. And it was at my pace. Like, if I didn't want to wake up, at one point, I was part of that 4 a.m. club. Like, I'd be up at 4 a.m., be in the office by 7. So, but now, you know what? I can sleep in. Sleeping until 7 is like glorious to me. But then I work hard from there on till like 2 until my kids come back from school. And then I can have time with my kids and making dinner with them and stuff. So I just found my little way, and I'm never going to work for anyone else ever again.
I love it.
And would you say
So
that
good.
like you've had to work through some stuff like doing this as a business? Yes.
Yeah, totally.
And how's that been for you? Has it been good?
The first couple of years, it was rough. And then I think last year, which I think we've all had time to really work on ourselves, and COVID took a toll on a lot of us, I really dug deep with personal growth and just like bringing my family as a whole too. And so I think that's one thing that this business really does for you, is it makes you kind of look inside, and it's that personal growth, and not just like, oh, business, but you yourself as a human being.
Did you have any hangups around network marketing before you started? Just wondering.
Sure.
You did? Okay.
I thought you were slightly off your rocker.
I just want to bring that up because that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, network marketing. Ew, that person's coming. Like, this happens, and you're like, give us a chance, because the thing is that if you use the oils, they work. We're not trying to sell you
Totally.
$150 product a month. We can actually help you live a natural, more healthier lifestyle.
And I think that's
Absolutely.
where you have to put your mind to.
Yeah.
How are you helping people? If you're stuck on like, oh, sales, you're flatlining.
Right.
But once you come like from your heart and you really want to help someone, it totally switches.
Yeah.
Right. You'll see that with your people, with your customers, everything.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen. Nikki.
Yes, Nikki.
Hello. Okay. Hello, everybody. So funny, people think that I've always been really comfortable talking in front of people. So this is something that I also want to bring to light. So when I met Kelly, I was on maternity leave, and I was having one of the hardest years of my life. And so I feel like whenever I talk about doTERRA, I share that doTERRA actually just came into my life when I needed the support more than anything, plus the community. I really couldn't afford the oils. Like, a lot of people feel that way. Like, I was on maternity leave. I was someone who didn't really have the money, but I fell hard in love with the oils. And then when I did, and I was like messaging Kelly nonstop all the time, asking her, like, what can I do with this? What can I do with this? What should I take for this? I'm grieving. I'm sad. What can I do for this? And I needed to get on the lifelong vitality right away. I needed to get more energy. I needed to get everything for my family. And so she said, you can kind of make like really good money doing this. And I think a lot of people think that it's like the typical like Avon lady, where you don't really make that much money, but you have to buy all the product. And it's actually not that way at all. You can actually make a living, replace your income doing this, which is a crazy thought for a lot of people. Not a lot of people like to go there, because it's like, oh my gosh, I don't actually maybe have to work at the corporate job that I loathe, and I can still pay my bills, and I can still get everything to take care of my family. So I think that's sort of a realization. Anyway, so Kelly said I could make money, and I said, okay, I'm a university student also right now. So let's talk in April, when Jen and Kelly came and we launched my business, which is like crazy to think of. It was 2017. And ever since then, I paid for my product every single month. I never had to take money out of my maternity leave check, which I thought was great. And if anybody is on maternity leave and you're thinking, I can't make money, you actually are allowed to make a little bit of money. So I never had to pay back any of my maternity leave, just because at the beginning I was just, it was awesome, right? I could get everything I needed to support myself, start supporting my family, all of my family, and be able to pay for that and then some. So I think it was then I want to say that it might have been, that was April. I want to say that it might have been in July that I went to an in-person training with Doterra. And I really had a shift of like, okay, this is like the real deal. And the way that Doterra is changing the world really spoke to me personally, because I was doing social work. Social work was my plan. I was planning on graduating and moving into the helping profession of really helping people. And my theory on that is, if you can help one person, you're making a difference in the world. I know that there's these huge issues in the world where, we want to tackle them all, but if you can help one person, it just feels really good in your heart that if you sit there and listen to someone for one day. But then I was like, I can do this with the vehicle of Doterra. I love natural health. I love the oils, and I love helping people. So for me, it was like click, click, click. And then since then, I've never had to go back to work. I actually never had to go into social work, which I'm kind of thankful for now, because I've realized I'm more sensitive than I knew. Right. And so this way I can look at, I can listen to people in that way. So it has drastically changed my life. I've never had to go back to work. I never had to go on maternity leave with my third son. I literally my business carried me through, because Doterra is residual income. So a lot of people are like, oh my God, you didn't get a maternity leave? I was like, I was making my full paycheck through having my son, like literally giving birth. The month I gave birth to him, I had my full paycheck. And then January, right? Same thing. It's carried me through. So that's the message that I want people to know, is that if you're a mom, you can do this from home. You can have your kids and have your business too. Yeah, there's some juggling in it and there is some sacrifice, but if you can not have to have maternity leave and have your full paycheck through because you've built your business to that point, it's a pretty incredible thing. Like, not a lot of people can say that, right? So I love this business. I still am obsessed with the oils, and talking about them is something that I want to do all the time with everybody. So that's just it.
And Kelly, Nikki, yes. Yeah, this, and she had a Doterra baby. Her son is like, he's our Doterra mascot baby.
Yes.
And you know that what I like to hear is that, because a lot of people think that it's like desperate housewives that are being like coming into this kind of business. And I just want to let you guys know that there's professionals that, like, I was a psychiatric nurse, Jen was in corporate Canada, Nikki's a social worker. I work with a doctor, a physician who does Doterra as a business. We've got everybody from someone who worked at the mall all the way to physicians, naturopaths, people who left corporate anything to come do this as a business. I have someone who's a financial analyst who does this as a business. So you do not have to be, you can be anyone and do this business. Okay. So like, I really want you to just hear that. There's nothing wrong with you because you decide you want to do a home-based business. There's lots of people that do that, but this isn't like, I'm going to sell you a bunch of stuff and make some money. Mm-hmm. This business is, before I get into the actual presentation, is about educating people, them having an essential oil experience and going, yeah, that worked. We're not spamming everybody with a bunch of like nonsense and going, hi, buy our oils. Like, you expressed interest or we want to share, and this is how we work this, and we help get it out there, because there's so many people out there who have so many health issues. And right now, what's the biggest thing? It's stress. How many of you
anxiety, stress.
Totally.
So and under the umbrella of stress, what falls? digestive issues, sleep issues,
Everything.
anxiety,
Everything.
depression, right? We just did an
Sickness.
adaptive study, and the adaptive study was beautiful. And, you know, like we brought some lovely education. So you're being welcomed into a community where, you know, we're doing nice things. So let me share
And
my
Kelly,
story.
one thing I wanted to just tap onto too
Mhm.
is I was a very isolated person. Like my core people were like, oh, was like this big, literally. And so if you want a few extra girlfriends,
Right.
Seriously though, because
like
I mean, and I'm
you will
speaking
no
to like the
longer be
mothers
by
too.
yourself.
Yeah. Speaking to the mothers, motherhood can be very lonely, especially if you're home
Totally.
with your kids and your husband works a lot. You always have that connection with your doTERRA family. Like that's what we become. And I'm not trying to like make you guys drink the Kool-Aid or anything, but it's really true. Like I would have never known you two otherwise. I would have never, you know,
Same.
and now we go away and we have fun and
Oh,
we travel together. Like it just becomes so many people.
like
So.
even Kelly was my neighbor.
Mhm.
And before doTERRA, I had barely spoken 2 words to her.
Well, I'd borrow some things from you every once in a while.
Yeah. And I was like, oh, the neighbor across the street wants some more garlic.
I know.
She's a crazy lady.
So it totally,
Right. So you
totally
and you
shifts.
and we have such a group, like nice group of people from all diverse walks of life who are all quite connected and lovely and magical and wonderful. So, and my friend Shannon, who used to do business with us, she might be coming back, which I'm pretty excited about. So,
Yay.
yeah. Okay, you guys, so let's explore the opportunity. So what would be, so I just want you guys to listen into this. What would be the best part of running your own business? How do you feel about network marketing? And you know what, I'm just, before I get into this, okay, we don't go around prospecting people. This is, so don't think that this is what we are doing. This is actually rare. Like I'm trying to do this once a month. But like, you know what, we lead with the product. Okay. We completely lead with the product. I know I've had network marketers like trick me who know that I already have a very successful doTERRA business into trying to meet with them so they can steal me. And I'm like, I already told you no. And they have actually tricked me. We're not going to do that. We're upfront. We're telling you what the deal is. This is not get rich quick. This is probably like 2 to 5, depending on how much money you want to make and how much commitment you want to put into it. So that is actually a true thing. So what would be the best part of running your own business? How do you feel about network marketing? What intrigues you about the opportunity with doTERRA? And what would residual income mean for your family? It's not passive income, it's residual. Passive is just money is just making and you don't actually have to do anything. The residual income comes from educating and sharing your oils with people. So what does financial freedom mean to you? You know what, for me, if I don't put in any effort into my business for like the whole month, I still get a paycheck at the end. So if I got sick or if like, so COVID has had almost zero effect on my business because it still is going and it still happens and people are looking for natural solutions, especially to stress and anxiety. So if
And I
you
think
have
that's another point. Sorry, that's another point too, is that, you know, I never had to apply for CERB and a lot of people did. And that's just alone a very big blessing to not have to, like, we never had to worry about it. Actually, in 2020, doTERRA was thriving, right? I mean, yes, there's some things that are out of stock and it's annoying, but that's not from doTERRA. That's actually from suppliers around the world because we actually get our oils from around the world. So
right,
it's a
actually,
very big blessing.
Totally. Yes. That's there. The toothpaste was out because we couldn't, because at Italy, we get up hydroxycalcium high apatite from Italy and the borders were shut. So we just couldn't get it out of there in order to make our toothpaste. So,
yeah.
So if you have a traditional job, then you're trading your hours for dollars. Now, limit on advancement and earnings, limited time freedom, and building others' dreams. I worked as a dental assistant for 8 years and I was totally trapped in their hours. So the dentist chose to take the 2 months off in the summer. I had no work for 2 months in the summer. She chose her vacation. I had to take my vacation when she took hers. It's like I always felt trapped in the amount of money you can make, because you can only make a certain amount of money. There's always the ceiling. You have to work the hours they want. And with dentistry or any private sector kind of position, no holiday there, you get like the minimum holiday pay. You don't have sick time, this kind of thing. So like it was very trapping, and I didn't like it. I always felt like I didn't like it. And when I worked as a nurse, that was even worse, because you're like, at least I could take, okay, no, it was worse because I had to work 12-hour shifts and I had to work night shifts, and I didn't really have a choice around that when I first started. So night shifts aren't fun. So if you're working night shifts and you don't really love them, and maybe you want to try something else, this is good. This is quite lovely. You can go to bed at a normal time and wake up at a normal time, and it's totally good.
I just want to say one thing. So I completely understand that there's some people who really enjoy their 9 to 5. That's what they're comfortable with. That's what they like. But maybe they're not making enough money, so they want to make a little bit more on the side. That's also fine. For me personally, I really resisted the 9 to 5. I felt like I was wasting my time. Like I could have got my work done in 4 hours as opposed to 9. So I always, and it's so funny that again, Doterra just kind of came into my life and showed me another way, because I always felt like I was like, there has to be another way. And replacing my income in 1 year showed me that there was another way. So if you're in that category of like, there has to be another way that I can like live my life and have more freedom and still make the same amount of money and whatever I want to make, then there's room for you, and there's room for the person who really just loves the comfort of a 9 to 5, but you still love your oils. You could still make $200 to $300 a month if you wanted to do it as more of like a side hustle.
Yeah,
like so much opportunity there to like do one or the other.
Right. You can make it full-time, you can make it part-time.
Totally.
So authentic direct sales, true residual income, no limits on advancement in earnings, freedom to choose your schedule, and you can build your dreams and not someone else's, which is also really nice. Why do we want to partner with Doterra? Doterra is effective. They're the most tested, most trusted essential oils. Over 8.5 million customers, used by doctors and hospitals worldwide. If that's not like a true testimony, I don't know what is. Yeah. Record-breaking retention rate of 65%. The average industry rate is 13%.
Okay, can I say one more thing here? So before Doterra, I'm sorry, I dabbled into Norwex because I really, as a mom of 2 young children, I felt really lonely. I wanted a community. I started to dabble into Norwex because I went to a party. She asked me if I would be interested in doing the business. She like hyped it up, and I was like, sure, I like the product, let's do it. So I tried it, but so in Norwex, it's like people buy a set of cloths, and then for like 5 years, they don't need another cloth. And not a lot of like, it was really hard to like have that conversation of like, what do you clean your house with? And so there's a very different, it's like a very different market. There's a lot of hauling buckets in certain side hustles, where again, just to shed some light on this, if you do another direct selling company and you feel like you're just really working really hard to like book one party, if you love the oils and you talk about the oils, it's residual and people use it as a lifestyle. So it's very, very different, the money that you can make and the ease of it. Again, just like with the hauling buckets versus building like a pipeline. Like it was very difficult to book a Norwex party, and with Doterra, it's so much easier because so many people want what we are offering. So that's just a little side bit.
Yeah, thanks for that. That's a lovely tip. So
yeah,
so Doterra is proven. This is proven. Largest essential oil company in the world. Growth rate similar to Apple. So we're the cool essential oil company, right?
Absolutely.
$1 billion company in 7 years. Optimal timing for opportunity. 120 markets open worldwide. Privately owned company, debt-free with no outside funding. I just want to throw this out there in case anyone's listening to this piece. The Indian market is about to open within this year. And if you guys know any influencers or anyone in India, I would love to talk to you and see if, or one of us talk to you, whoever is in your enroller or whoever, whatever, like we'd love to talk to you about that, because once that Indian market opens up, it is going to explode, and you might want to get a part of that, because there's an opportunity to be a founder, which is really residual income, because you actually get to earn a percentage over like time, over like the whole entire
Market.
income, like volume of India. So like if you know anyone who knows a lot of people and is in business in India, this is a really good time to get with that. And there's some other companies too, or countries like Dubai, like United Arab Emirates, South Africa just opened up, and there's opportunity there as well for founder positions, and lots of places in Europe.
Hey, Kelly, and I just wanted to touch base back on the previous slide with private ownership. So that, I'll tell you, is super rare. And coming from the corporate world, I've been through both, where it was privately owned and the owner, like literally you could go up to the owner, you knew he was passionate about the product he carried, about the people. And that is just like Doterra. Like I've seen Nikki, where Emily Ray, one of the the only female founder, like literally like had her and her baby embraced. When if a company ever goes public, you lose all that.
Right.
And really, it's just a boardroom full of people that have no passion, like true passion. And so that to me is like huge that it's privately owned. It's just so different going from private to a public owned company, run company.
100%.
You can feel it from our owners.
You can totally feel it.
Oh my gosh, I'm going to actually post this video on my YouTube channel. This is good, I think. So why partner with Doterra? Caring. Creates partnerships with growers around the world, preserves agricultural traditions through co-impact sourcing. We have nonprofit Healing Hands Foundation focuses on giving back, which you guys, I'd like to talk to anybody. If anyone has an idea for a Healing Hands project, I'd really love to spearhead one and have our team do that. As you grow your doTERRA business, other lives are lifted. Every purchase changes growers' lives and their communities. And there's a website. So you guys who are watching live, check out sourcetoyou.com. There's all kinds of information there about that. The thing
this is what made me go all in, actually, for sure.
Talk more about that. Tell us.
Okay, so here's the real story. So when Kelly told me to use frankincense for postpartum blues and the grief I was experiencing, I just said, I'm feeling really sad all the time. Like, what oil should I use? She told me to use frankincense. And so off I go using frankincense. It was incredibly supportive for me. It's still one of the oils I use every single day without fail, and I talk about it all the time. So I was doing a little bit of research because I'm kind of like a digger, and I was looking at frankincense and like why this was working on me and helping me. And I came across all this really negative talk about how multi-level marketing companies are killing off all the frankincense and the resource was going to be depleted and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, no way. I'm like, I cannot be a part of a company that's depleting resources. Like, I feel really bad about that. I'm like, I don't want to do anything bad for the planet. So off I went to sourcetoyou.com because I was like, for me, I'm like, okay, I'm reading this negative stuff. I want to go see what else people are saying about it. So I actually dug into these files on doTERRA and I was clicking all over the place. And I learned that frankincense actually so doTERRA actually has a sourcing team where we get our frankincense from in Somalia, we have like a frankincense tree doctor. And I totally fangirl over her whenever she talks at convention because they mark the trees. They work with the cooperatives there to plant more trees. They take care of like every single tree like they are our baby. They make sure that they're not overcut, they're not over harvested. We take care of the trees like they are our own children. And this is the care that doTERRA actually puts in. So when we read up on things like we're killing off all the frankincense and blah, 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 it's actually the exact opposite. So this made me fall hard in love with the caring that doTERRA actually does in terms of like wanting these resources to thrive for years and years and years and working directly with the people who like frankincense is the biggest export in Somalia. It's what keeps so many people actually having enough money to pay for their food, for their families. So there's a lot of care in it, and it's such an incredible oil. So this is what made me fall in love with the company. And then again, just all the stepping stones that led me to like talk about this more was what I was like, this is it for me. Like, I love that. That speaks to me so much. So yeah, do the digging on source2u.com and read up on your favorite oil, because you'll learn that it's probably feeding a family or multiple families or even communities or countries, let alone just like you loving the oil and being like, yeah, it helps me with my mood, right? So much bigger. We're part of something so much bigger.
That was
Totally.
so true with listening the first time, hearing the frankincense tree doctor speak.
Yeah, I
I was
don't know
like
her name, but
crying.
yes,
I was
right?
like, she's taking
girl.
care of our trees.
I know. Like they show a map, they put a map up and it marks literally every single tree, and it shows like when they're harvesting from certain areas. You're just like, oh my gosh, this is like, what? This is just
And she's
one
like
oil.
on the ground. She's not in
Yeah.
the office. She's like on the ground taking care of those, like
It's
looking at them.
incredible.
Yeah.
Just next level.
Yeah.
Totally. All right. Questions you might have. How do I make money? How much time is involved? Could this work for me? And what's the next step? Okay. How do I make money? Well, I will reiterate this. It is not get rich quick. Doterra chose this model because we are offering high quality essential oils that do help people's bodies get back into homeostasis and like helps support healing in the body. So we want to teach you about that. So they chose this model. So there you have a wellness advocate to actually work with you and hold your hand and support you. And don't think you need to know everything about the essential oils, okay? Before you do this as a business, you do not. And there's a few things to support you. We have this awesome builder guide handbook, BBG. And there's a course, a free online course on how to do the business. So if you guys want to learn how to do the business, there's a course you can do. And then there's also an essential oil specialist course, which that does cost $97 US, but it will give you a huge background in the science and all the things and how the oils work.
That course is amazing.
It is really good.
Yeah.
And so so how we're going to make money is we're going to sample or not sample. I don't want you to all think you have to sample. When I started doing this as a business, I wasn't sampling everyone. However, they did come to classes in person. So they got
it was different then.
Right. But I mean, if someone's has any kind of health issue and you'd like to try them to have a sample, we have sample classes. If you've ever been to a spoil, we've got all ways to support you. Okay. You're not on this on your own to blaze the trail. But however, if you are a trailblazer and you can see how to do it a different way, by means, go ahead. Like, if you want to take this and run, I'd love to share and support you. I have boxes of essential oils here. If you need some things to get you started, to start sampling, we are totally here to support you with that. So then you're going to teach. So you're going to teach how to use the oils. You're going to enroll people with a wholesale membership, either customers or wellness advocates. And then you're going to support them with continuing education. And we have classes already set up that you can invite them to. You don't even have to teach them about it. You can just plug them into one of our classes and you will help enroll them and you will help support them and get them where they need. They need follow-up, they need a wellness consult, and we have continuing education, which our next continuing ed starts this Tuesday with I Have My Oils Now What?
Can I say one thing about this? Just
yes,
one
of
thing
course.
about that.
Nope,
so
for all the things.
I was watching Shark Tank the other week and I had this like crazy realization. I was talking to a friend about it too. So this woman started her own company. She had to remortgage her house to invest in her company. The sharks were asking her how much money she was into her business for, and if she was profiting. She had been doing the business for 5 years. She was not profiting, but she was not getting paid essentially. She was not profiting, but she was on a schedule to profit in 2022. Okay. So she was into her business for over $1 million of an investment, and she was not seeing any income from her business for 7 years. Okay. So I was thinking to myself, For someone who wants to own their own business, and you're passionate about it, and you actually want to put the time and the care into taking care of other people and building a business with Doterra, it is the investment of your own starter kit. So if you buy the $200 kit or you buy the $600 kit, that's your investment to start your business. You sign up as a wellness advocate, you get a free course that has been designed from the top leaders in our company who are incredibly knowledgeable, the people that have been there from the beginning. Like, so much time and energy has gone into this resource, this course and that book, and we're giving it to people for free. So it's actually mind-blowing that then you can take a certification course for $100. So if you look at it, at the end of the day, you're spending maybe $500 to invest in a business that can actually bring you to a six-figure income, depending on what you want to do with it, and not in 7 years. If somebody wants to make six figures in 4 years, we can tell you what to do. If you want to make $500 in 6 months, we can tell you what to do. There is so much freedom to choose where you want to go with it that wouldn't leave you 7 years, $1 million in debt. Yes, you're passionate, but like, I was like, I can't even wrap my head around it. So when someone maybe thinks that there's like no money to be made, or I don't know, for me, it's just like a no-brainer that if you want to own your own business, like, this would be the avenue to choose. You would never even have to remortgage your house. You might need to invest $500 in your starter kit, but those oils are going to pay themselves off in however much time you want to pay them back. So for me, it's like, that's crazy when I'm watching a woman who's like, and she's super like trying to still grow her business so she profits in another 2 years, because like, what other choice do you have at that point? I was like, oh my gosh. So it's pretty cool, right? You got it. Yeah. And what's the income going to be, right, at 2022 for this particular woman? So there's not like, I think a lot of people might think that you need to invest all of this money to do Doterra as a business. But like Kelly said, you can literally plug in your people to our classes. Mm-hmm. You can do the course for free. And then if you feel you want to do the specialist course, it's $100 to be a certified specialist in essential oils and to be a certified business builder in Doterra for free. It's just pretty mind-blowing. Like, all of the things that we have in our hands to just be able to go and build a business of six figures in however many years. If it's 5, great. If it's 1, cool. You get to kind of choose what to do with it. So pretty magical.
So pay for your product. If you want to just pay for your product, like, say you're like, I want to get my lifelong vitality. Like, let's look at it like a 200 PV order. Okay. Like, say that's the 200 PV order. We're going to look at 3 to 5 hours a week. So you're going to be enrolling someone, maybe 1 or 2 people a month, educating them about how to get themselves on loyalty order. So, you're setting yourself up for your power of 3. And, that's great. Then I would call you a sharer. Like, if you're doing that, if you would like to supplement your income, then I'm going to say that you are a builder and you're going to be working 10 to 15 hours a week. And that's going to probably get your business to silver in maybe 1 to 2 years. If you would like to replace your income and become a leader on my team. Hi.
Hey, my friends, come over and we make a fort on the porch.
Hold on.
They're already coming, so you have to say yes.
Oh, well, we're supposed to be going bowling. Go make a porch. Go make a fort. Go.
Okay, I'm staying. I'm not going bowling.
Oh, all right. So if you want to become a leader and have a team and like go rock your business, and you're looking at 15 to 30 hours a week. So, you could start off with the 10 to 15 hours a week. And I can see that once you really get your hooks into it, you'll be like, no. Okay, I need to do this. And this is something you need to do. Like, my passion for my business drives me. So I don't go, oh my God, I have to go do all this work. I go, oh my goodness, I'm so grateful that I get to do all this work. Mm-hmm. So could this work for you? If you're passionate about oils, do you care about people? And can you follow a system and get things done? We have the system already set up. You just need to follow it. Like, we didn't have this when I started. This didn't happen for any of you guys really when we started this. So linear versus residual income. Okay, so if you're an employee, 100% times one income, you in your job equals your income, you have a job. Time equals money, you have no leverage. If you are a business owner, no, if you are self-employed, you own a job, time equals extra money, you have no leverage. Trading time for money, starting over every day at zero. Okay. Business owner, 1% times 100 equals income. You times how many people you have equals your income. You own a system and people work for you. People equals lots of more money and you have some more leverage. Money works for you, okay? That's an investor. Money equals more money, passive income. Income is not dependent on your presence. So like I said, I could step back for a bit and take like a 4-week vacation and just be, I mean, some things would not work, but I'd still make a good amount of money and be able to actually go enjoy myself. So without going, oh my God, I can't, I could take 2 months off. I could say, see you later. And my team would be sad and they would miss me, but you know, they could take over. It's 100% easy that way. So this is in US funds, but I was trying to actually look it up for Canada, like for the Canadians, but actually Christine is in the US. So the average income needed for retirement in the US is $4,500 per month, $54,000 per year. So that is the income needed for, like, I think you need at least 6,000 to retire without like being like Canadian. Don't you guys think, per month for a single person? Maybe, or family, like a couple anyways, because they probably already own their house, right? So a nest egg of $1,080,000 invested and earning 5% interest is needed to receive this monthly. 40-year working career needs to save and invest $27,000 per year. How many people are saving and investing $27,000 per year? No, not maybe Dave is, Jen, but
this is the thing too, is like when we look at the housing prices, like it's pretty scary for our children, because if you're not investing a lot to give them a down payment for later on, like what's going to happen? I don't know. So these are some of the thoughts, because I've got 3 kids. It's like, you need a plan. Like, we need a plan, and people are going into mortgages right now for $1 million. So like, I don't know, it's kind of crazy to think like, okay, so we have to pay our mortgage because we can't not. How are we going to put aside this amount of money every year when we're paying off $1 million mortgage? So yeah, just some things to think about. It's like kind of mind-boggling when you look at some of these stats.
But look at this, 75% of people at age 50 have less than 5,000 in their bank account, right? That's probably pretty true. 98% of retired people depend on outside financial resources. So, right, like, I mean, my mom is 72 and she doesn't her lifestyle is going to drastically go down. She's still working because doesn't have any hobbies and this is what she wants to do. But like her lifestyle is going to drastically change once she retires. Mm-hmm. So why direct sales? Built-in business model. Product sourcing is already done for you. Order fulfillment is already done for you. Billing and customer service is already done for you. You don't have to have inventory. You don't need to be paying for shipping or overhead requirements. Now, if you're sending out samples, yeah, you're going to be shipping that kind of thing out because we're in COVID and we can't be going over to everyone's houses all the time. But like overhead requirements is what you need, how you see fit. Like, I mean, if you came to my house, I have every essential oil book in the land and all kinds of self-help, make me a better leader kind of book. And right, like I've got that, I got oils, I got stuff, but you know, that's over time. You don't need that. Like, you do not need to have all of these things.
Like the stock behind me is my own addiction.
Right.
And that's the thing where I read a book once that was just saying how you are your own customer when you're doing direct sales. So, hey, if you want to buy all the oils, go for it. You know, you would, I always say, I'm like, if you are motivated by paying for your oils, then find, 3 people to host a class with and enroll them. And there you go. You just paid for your own oils for the next month. So if that's what motivates you and you just want to pay for your product because you're obsessed and you want all the oils and you want them now, then that should be like a motivator to be like, okay, well, I need to do this to then get $200 to pay for my oils next month. And off we go, right? We get to be our own customer too, which is kind of great.
Right.
We literally have everything we need.
Like I said, built-in education system, product knowledge, business trainings, and leadership development. Our team runs a weekly business training. We have weekly mentorship. We've got weekly team meetings. We have it already set up for you. Low startup costs. Our only financial commitment is 100 PV loyalty order per month. And that just covers the products for your own household. So like you should be using that anyways. What do you want to create? So the best way to create the future is to predict the future is to create it. So if you would like to make $100 a month, you need to, this is where we're looking at. Let's see. I think it goes into more details. So, income opportunities. So, at the beginning, it's not a ton. So it's not like you're going to make all millions, but you know what? Maybe if you enroll 5 people a month, this is going to grow very quickly for you. Okay. And like finding people who may want the same passion as you, and anyone with a really good oil win is always a possible person to partner with you in business. So you know what, getting to gold is a really good goal, or platinum. Those are really good. Like that covers you're making $5,000 a month around, with your 1,500. And diamond is a lovely place. That is my average income is around that. I am blue diamond rank, but I don't make that because I don't hit it every month. So, I hit it about 3 times a year.
You're like in between.
The goal,
You're in between the two.
Yeah. So, so presidential diamond is my ultimate goal, and I'm sure it's other people's on my team, but that may not be your goal. My goal is not your goal. So if you need to make $5,000 a month, that's your goal. It's going to take you 27 months to get to gold. Okay.
Average.
Like 20 on average. I mean, if you're doing it and working the system, if you want to make $2,000 a month, it's going to take you about 1.5 years. If you hit it sooner than that, you're not going to make that much money because you won't have as much people, like residual people on loyalty order in your downline. What?
Your pink blanket.
No, because there's another lighter blanket over here underneath there. I think it's a light one. It's not one that's gonna, it's like, okay. So 71 months to presidential diamond. Now, how many years is that? 12.
5 or 6. I can't do math, but 12, 24, 36, 48 is 4 years. Yeah, maybe 6 years, 7.
6 years. Okay, I'm on pace. Let's keep going. All right.
You know what? And that's like an average, right? So we can look at people who hit presidential in 3 years. We can look at people who hit presidential in 10 years. It really is determined by how hungry you are for your goals and what those are. Right. This is not a business that you sit back and be able to like just drink Mai Tais and make $100,000 a month, right? It is definitely still a business, but to think, I mean, just for the example I used earlier, the lady who was 7 years into her business, $1 million in debt and not making any income, but maybe would make some in 2022, you could actually, you know,
we're not going to be $1 million in debt.
No, you're going to be making $1 million. You're going to be making $1 million a year, right? And I mean, where else can you do that? Where else can you make that kind of money?
Right.
So if you're passionate about this, Doterra is different than any other network marketing company. I really, truly just believe that with all my heart, because I cry all the time when I hear all the stories of all the people's lives that are being lifted up by what we're doing, which is caring for people.
You're cute.
It's true story.
That is true. It is. It fills my heart up when I'm like, somebody calls me and says, oh my gosh, I slept, my baby slept. And because sleep is big. We don't do well when we don't sleep. Right. And that's my story, is the sleep. So the income opportunities, now I can get into this fast start and how to make money, but why don't we just get you deciding to do the business? Okay. Like this can be explained later. I think this kind of ends up confusing, muddling up the things.
Yeah, just know that there's multiple ways you can make money, and we'll teach you
Totally.
how to do that and walk alongside you to be able to maximize a compensation plan, which is one of the best ones in the industry.
And we are now training all of our downlines to work towards getting this Power 3 1500, because the 1500
Yes.
is a big game changer. And we made the mistake early on not to be doing that, and we really should have. So
That's $1,500 US, by the way, too.
Yeah.
So that's a very nice.
You all
Like-
are learning from our mistakes.
Yeah, yeah, we're gonna teach you the right way.
Yeah.
Mhm. So, okay, so if anyone else is doing any other network marketing business, this is where, if you say, let's use Norwex as an example, or Arbonne, the closer you are to the top front line, the wider people grow, the more money they make from the, like, that's how I understand it. We make more percentage on people the further away they are from us. Okay, so which that's like, so, and then everyone who below you, like, you work together. It's a teamwork. It's really good. You're not competing with your downline.
No.
There's performance pools where you get a percentage of like all of the money from Doterra. And then there's, like, depending on what rank you are, there's updated empowerment bonuses, which we'll get there. Power of 3, level 1, $50, $600 per year. Average time it takes to earn this bonus is about 3 months. You would need 12K invested, earning 5% in order to make $50 $600 a year. Level 2, $250 bonus is $3,000 per year. Average time it takes to earn this bonus is 6 months. If we're doing it correctly, you would need $60,000 invested, earning 5% to make you $3,000 a year. Okay. Level 3, $1,500, $18,000 per year. You would need $360,000 invested, earning 5% a year. Think about that. Like, that's a lot. When I first taught this class with this, I didn't understand what it was saying. But ever since I went to Tony Robbins, my brain works way better. I don't even know. It's
Yeah,
so-
but it's so true. Like who has whatever that amount was, what was it, 360K invested to get your 5%?
right.
Not a lot of people have that kind of cash in the bank to make 18K a year just in residual
No.
investment, right? So it's kind of crazy to think of that, you know, again, you can be the driver of your own ship and make that within, I don't know, the average, I don't know, maybe a year to get that bonus.
Right.
And then
Or-
you can continue
Yes.
to work on that.
Totally. Okay. Or you could, or I mean, but you could also get Bitcoining.
Oh my.
Okay, so unilevel, so the unilevel for a silver, the average income is $2,200 a month, 26,000 a year. Average time to reach silver is 1 year. You would need 528,000 K invested, earning 5% to make that. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Gold, average income 4,500 per month, 54K per year. Average time to reach gold is 30 months. You would need $1,080,000 invested to earn 5%, earning 5% to get 54K a year.
Yeah, and those are low averages for those ranks.
Yes, that is true. So
I feel like just
right. So this is
You
your
can-
current 10-year plan, say. This is your 10-year plan. So let's just go make all that money. That's way better.
this is pretty eye-opening, because if you're looking at what you make, so for me, I worked at a corporate job for 5 years, and I didn't even get the raises these people get on the left-hand side of the screen. I think I had like one or two very minimal raises. So when you look at year 1, you're making 51, in year 10, you're making 67. It sounds pretty good. But then when you go, if you actually want to do doTERRA as a business, okay, your first year you might make $1,000, pay for all your oils, that's fine. But in 10 years, if your goal is to hit presidential, where else are you going to make that kind of money?
In 10
Mhm.
years.
Even if your goal is just to be gold and make $5,000 forever and continue to do that, like, you know, it's still a huge jump in terms of the growth that you can see.
Right. And the difference between someone making this much, this say silver, and someone making this blue diamond paycheck is the ability to let go of any kind of, the things that hold us back are things like fear, ego, any of these low vibe stuff. Like, we just really need to like move through that and just know that what we're doing is helping people with a service. Okay. So what is the next step? So if you do, most people, I think either, well, actually, if I'm going to put this on my YouTube channel, then do you have a wholesale account? Yes. Okay. So contact whoever enrolled you and upgrade. Well, no, contact your enroller first. Don't upgrade and set up. Don't do that. Just wait. Just call them first. You don't want to just willy-nilly that. So call them first. They may have a spot that's open in their organization that already has volume under it.
Totally.
That they built a ghost leg. So we've got some ghost legs happening around here, and there are opportunities to move into those. However, you may not have to make that's not, we would need to do some questions for that first. So
Yeah.
if you don't have a wholesale account, then choose a kit and let's get you set up on loyalty order. Tap into existing resources. We already have, you have all access to all our trainings. We can share them. Start making your list of people you know and start thinking about sampling them and getting the samples out. And that is Doterra Business Made Easy.
Yay, we did an hour exactly. That was pretty bang on.
Well, that's good. All right, stop share. I am recording. Yes. Okay, so if you guys are on Facebook and watching us live, I really hope that do you have any questions? We have a few minutes to answer some questions here. And yeah. Oh. Okay, so just let me know if you guys have any kind of anything. Check the chat. There's been
no chat, I don't think.
There's people watching and stuff. So you guys, if you guys have anything, then just reach out to us on or ask questions on the Facebook Live, and then we can answer them there, or reach out to us if you're ready to get started. If your upline is no longer active and you don't see their faces or names or anything in the learning group, reach out to me and I will make sure that we either put you in the right spot if you're ready to do the business, or I'll make sure I reach out to whoever enrolled you and we figure out what the plan is. But if you don't see them, because there's lots of people that started, thought it was get rich quick and maybe decided it wasn't for them anymore, or started and just decided that they didn't want it. And that's totally awesome, because this isn't for everybody, but for those of whom it is good for, it's awesome for us, right?
Totally.
So,
oh yeah.
So let us know, and we will absolutely. Are you guys that are on here watching us live, are you guys okay if I post this video in my YouTube channel? Just your names are on here, so I just want to make sure that you're okay with that. And if you are, then I will. If you're not, then we might have to do this again. But
we could easily do a recorded one that we could just
3
share.
Right.
And
I think this is really good doing this all together like this.
And that's the beautiful thing about doing doTERRA as a business, is you're never alone. You're always with your people, and you have the support and friendship and community that, I think a lot of us, if anything, I'm talking to more women this year and they're just saying how lonely they are.
Totally.
You kind of get some built-in besties with this. And some people might be like, oh, wham, wham, wham. But for real, that's a real struggle that I know I'm a young mom. That's a lot of struggle that we have. And that's a reason why I wanted to have my own thing, to be able to be like, okay, I have my own thing. Bye. Bye, children, my husband. It's my thing.
Right.
Bye.
Okay, so if you, I'm just going to stop the live in there. I'm going to answer Christine's question and I'm going to stop recording. Actually, hold on. I'm going to keep the recording. So if you want to learn more, you can friend me on Facebook or follow me on Instagram, or follow Nikki on Instagram. She's the Oil Mama, and Jen is, what is your name on the Insta? JD, what is it?
No, EO Distilled.
EO Distilled. So check us out on Instagram and or phone us or whatever, and we'll hook you up with getting you the right oil package. So Lisa, Vivian, and Christine, are you guys okay if I post this on the YouTube?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna unlive, stop this living. Okay, stop the recording. Okay, cool, awesome.